If you like Danganronpa, play Three Houses.
To begin with, what is Three Houses? Three Houses is the 17th installment in the Fire Emblem series, but don't let that scare you. This game is a completely self-contained story, you don't need to worry about the other games. Three Houses is a turn-based strategy game where you have to position and make your students attack your enemy, but it also has a major focus on storytelling and building relationships and bonds with your units.
You play as Byleth, an ex-mercenary who takes a job teaching at Garreg-Mach Monastery. The player gets to choose which house they teach. They have the choice of the Blue Lions, represented by Dimitri, the Golden Deer, represented by Claude, or the Black Eagles, represented by Edelgard. Depending on which house you choose gives you an entirely different story, with different endings, similar to Undertale. Now, I know what you're thinking. What does this have to do with Danganronpa? I don't have all day, you know. Okay, I'll get to it. Similar to Danganronpa, there are strategic elements to the game, but they are second to the actual characters themselves. In Danganronpa, there are gameplay sections where you have to investigate and figure out who the murderer is, that focuses more on the actual clues than the characters, but the priority of Danganronpa as a whole is easily the personalities of the characters and the dynamics that they have. Three Houses is similar in this regard, as while there is a focus on turn-based strategy, it's overall outshadowed by the personalities and the dynamics of the cast of the game. In Danganronpa, the theme of the school setting is constantly on display, whether it be from the unique uniforms that all the characters wear to add to their personalities, the classroom type such as the literal classroom, or the training gym. You can always rely on school scenery to be seen throughout the game. Once again, this is the same in Three Houses, as all of the characters wear their own unique variants of the uniform, as well as having main locations such as literal classrooms or training grounds. In terms of voice acting talent, Danganronpa and Three Houses share a lot of similar voice actors. If you're a fan of any of these characters, they are all in this game, which can sound pretty interesting at times.
Professor, did you call for me? This tea is my favorite. My name is Tsumugi Shirogane. I'm the ultimate cosplayer.
There are also many other character voices that come from other popular series. Even with the unique voice actors that aren't from elsewhere, the talent behind these voices is amazing. A popular aspect from Danganronpa are the free time events, where the protagonist can meet one of the characters during a free period and get to know them better, where they usually reveal their backstory. It's a great way to get to know and love the character. In Three Houses, not only does the protagonist have fully voice acted free time events with all of the characters that will allow you to build bonds with them, but all of the other characters also have free time events with each other. The best part? If you build up a relationship strong enough between two characters, those characters can canonically get married by the end of the game. I'll let you do what you want with that information. This is Shamir. Shamir is best girl. Moving on. One of the most iconic aspects of Danganronpa is the elimination process, and watching characters die for good. Danganronpa has a fixed determination of who will and won't die, but in Three Houses, it all depends on the choices you make. Depending on the route, your choice can determine the lives and deaths of more or less every character in the game, ending with a different amount of survivors every time. In other words, no one is safe, giving the story you go with that much more anticipation. In every Danganronpa game, there is always a plot point that one character among the cast is a traitor to the rest of the team, whether it only be relevant to a single chapter or the entire game. If you're a fan of this type of twist, then you're in luck, as Three Houses is no exception to this plot point. Who could it possibly be, and what did they do? It's all well and good being similar to Danganronpa, but what makes it stand out? Well, as previously mentioned, you only teach one of the Three Houses, which has set students in them, each one being led by Dimitri, Claude, and Edelgard. Dimitri is an unassuming nice young man, who is the heir to the throne in his kingdom. Claude is a funny, charming young man, who is next in line to rule his alliance. Edelgard is a sweet but stern young lady who is next in line to become the empress of her empire. No matter what you choose, your story is guaranteed to be filled with adventures, fun, and heartbreak all at the same time. Despite how similar these games are, there aren't too many people that I'm aware of that have seen or played both of these games, and I hope that these points were enough for whoever watches this to at least try giving this game a shot. Whether you're looking for an amazing story, excellent strategy, Shamir, tremendous world building, brilliant voice acting, Shamir, a superb soundtrack, beautiful animation, or Shamir, it has a little something for every audience. Thanks for watching!